infamous Doughnut Run.
Welcome. Now you haven't had breakfast, so what a great way to start today. Getting on a sugar high.
I need to wake up, so that's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You a big coffee drinker?
Average coffee drinker. I can handle normal coffee.
When you say normal coffee, you mean like
Nescafe? Depends where you go. Okay. Some coffees in some countries are normal. Some coffees in other countries are like, yeah, I'll take that one, and bang, it blows your face off.
Yeah. Melbourne's got a real coffee culture, so they're quite snobbish when they come to coffee here. So you're almost guaranteed to get a good cup. Anywhere you go.
I'm not a massive coffee connoisseur, so when I go to a nice coffee shop, I kind of feel intimidated by all the types and ask you what you want. You're like, I don't know, a cup of coffee. I'm like, well, duh.
Now, I was reading some info on you before I came here, and it says that you're not musically trained.
I'm not I wasn't taught.
So when you were growing up, you didn't get forced to go to piano lessons?
No. I just
violin practice.
No, I didn't have any lessons or anything. I just kind of played by ear when I was a kid and figured stuff out, and it became a part of me. And I started thinking differently. I think this is what helps me compose or creative side of it. It was helped this way. I never read other people's music and played it. I just kind of figured stuff out myself, and that's the way I became to think musically. But I then went on to study music after I was kind of like taught myself, but I'm nowhere near as advanced as I should be on paper.
Do you reckon that's you were saying it's
I think it's an advantage.
Advantageous, right?
Yeah, I think so, but I'll prefer...
Do you reckon because you're not stuck or governed by a certain set of rules, or...
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I guess the rules are the same for everyone. It either sounds good or bad, right? And you can kind of tell that when you hit the wrong note. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, I was never taught how to make music. I was never taught how to listen to it. If I was, I'll probably be listening to it the same way or creating the same way the guy who taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of feel lucky that I didn't really take any lessons when I was a kid. Only later on, when I wanted to understand the in-depth side of it, the orchestration, the kind of the complicated stuff, I took it on board. But I applied what I already knew myself to this, and I kind of created what I have now, my way of making music and listening to it and interpreting it. So no, if I can go back and do it again, I wouldn't change it. No.
Okay. So were you a producer first or DJ first?
I was a producer first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fruity Loops? Did you?
No, see, anybody who's Fruity Loops, if you're watching, I'm really sorry, but I don't trust the software that sounds like a breakfast cereal.
So we're going. What's your relationship with donuts like?
My relationship with donuts, well,
big fan or?
Yeah, we're getting along for a few years.
Okay.
Maybe get along a bit too well.
Yeah. So we're going to this place called Doughboys.
Doughboys.
Yeah, Doughboys. It's relatively close, and you haven't had breakfast, so you're going to get hangry shortly.
Hangry?
Have you heard that term before?
I have,
yeah.
And it's absolutely true.
So
I like the
bite my head off.
I like the sudden change between hangry and like on the edge, and you have a nice just one bite of a donut or a bacon sandwich or something, and then
who is this person?
Yeah, it's like you're taking an instant pill or something, and you feel better.
So their menu always changes. So I don't know what they'll have. We'll see what they got. But surely
overwhelming
they got some good stuff.
Choice.
And it's good that we're early, because when you get later in the day, a lot of the choices disappear or sold out.
Who goes to donuts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Well, you need an afternoon sugar fix.
Maybe just me, or I'm borderline diabetic or something, but if I get like too much of a sugar fix, I can go like food coma straight after.
Okay.
I crash.
You crash. That's the opposite effect.
No, I get the perk up, and then I get the down as well.
Like a really quick spike.
Yeah.
Now, being from the UK, do you follow the EPL?
I absolutely I follow it, but being in this job, your weekends aren't yours.
Yeah.
So last season, I think I watched like 3 games the entire season, and 2 of those were Champions League games because it was during the week.
Now you're from around Newcastle, right?
I am.
So does that mean you must support Newcastle?
It doesn't, and I don't.
Okay.
But that's almost sacrilege in the northeast of the UK, because if you don't support the team that or the city you live in, you're like, you're a sellout and you're a plastic fan and stuff. And it's all bullshit. No, I'm a Manchester United fan. Okay. And the reason being is that in my house, when I was a kid, football was almost illegal. Because my dad hated it. Yep. Absolutely hated it. And he hated the idea of what it made people like, get boozed up and hooligans and all that kind of... He hated the idea of it. So I was like, really? And I was intrigued. Anyway, I got my first TV in my bedroom when I was a kid, a really small kid, and this little tiny tiny colour TV. And I remember tuning it in. I was so excited to have a TV in my room. And the first thing that came on was a Champions League game between Man United and Barcelona on TV. And I watched it and I was like, whoa, and I was just fixated. And I seen this one player called Ryan Giggs, and he was just fucking jumping around and flying and like, and I was like, yeah, I like this guy. And that was my first experience watching football, really.
So
and
did they end up beating Barcelona?
No, they got beat.
We're just on the corner there, Doughboys.
Doughboys.
Now, the biggest challenge is finding a parking spot.
We're hooking right now. We're turning. We're hooking and turning.
Give up a kidney for the parking spot, or pay for the parking spot.
Well, I give up a kidney every time I come here because for us Europeans, Australia is pretty hefty. Yeah, it's an expensive country.
But, you guys got a good. Your pound is strong.
Yeah, but the cost of living here is much higher, but your wages reflect it. So everything's high. So on average, I think things are almost twice the price here.
See, this is another issue. People just locking us all up.
I see the problem with the hook turn now. Well, this is just idiots, though, right?
And then you got the tram.
And like one like here as well. He needs
what the hell are we meant to do, mate? Half an hour. You reckon we'll be done in half an hour?
Yeah.
Now you got to have a medical degree to read these bloody signs. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah.
I'm trying to read signs. Yeah, it's actually right. It looks like a question from an IQ test. That was very nice.
How did you find Doughboys?
I was impressed.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't.
With the best.
I think so. I didn't expect that much creativity in a donut.
It's an art. It's an art.
It is an art. I had banoffee. Banoffee is like the best invention. Some people say like peanut butter and jelly at the Americans. It's like that's the best combination ever. Like mistaken. But banana and toffee is just to another level.
Now you're quite successful in your career, international touring artist. Is there kind of a peak or a certain point you want to take it to? Do you want to score a film? Do you want to win a Grammy for best electronic album, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I put this many years ago. You kind of your goals. I always set my goals kind of relatively achievable. So my first goal was to finish a track and get it signed.
Yeah.
No matter who, just got a track signed and sign that contract for the first time.
Yeah.
And that was like amazing fun sensation. You feel really happy and proud. And the next one would be to get supported by your favourite DJ. Next thing, get like an ASOP play. Next thing was to work with your favourite artist or somebody you respect. And all these small goals kind of came along, and you kind of make the next one after. So right now, I don't know what my goals will be later. I'm just going with it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I have no plans of slowing down as such. But the film scoring is a kind of a different avenue. But yeah, that is. I've already had a little bit of experience with this.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think I'm gearing towards it a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm far from 10, 15 years away from being handed the rights to score an entire movie in Hollywood by myself. No one's going to give me that chance yet.
But would that be kind of like, if you say get to 40, 50 years old and you're like, you know what, I don't really want to travel as much?
Yeah, that's the exit plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can be. There's some guys 40, 50, 60 year olds even sometimes almost still touring, but that's not in it for me, because as much as I enjoy the music, I absolutely love the music, I really do, but it's the touring's nice. You get to see new places and travel, meet new people. It's amazing, but
and have good donuts.
Yeah, amazing donuts, good coffee. Like for example, like right now, I've been away from home for 3.5 weeks now. I'm not getting home till next week, so it's like nearly a month away from home. And you think that sounds great, like a month hop vacation. It isn't a vacation as such. It's like sleep patterns and food, eating habits are all changed up, and it takes its toll on your mental health, if anything. And you kind of your grounding.
Yeah, and I think with the unfortunate passing of Avicii, there's been a lot of focus now on mental health with people of this, like touring DJs, etc. I guess, what's your opinion? Obviously,
well, it's hard to kind of talk or explain mental health to someone who hasn't experienced it. You can describe it, but you don't comprehend it until you've been there. And everyone, not everyone, but I think a lot of people are going through things that they're not very vocal about. Even myself, I kind of opened up a little bit, but last year I kind of didn't realise it was creeping up on me until you turn around, you realise, shit, I'm not feeling well at all. So you kind of, when Avicii passed, he'd done this documentary a year and a half previous, and it was just kind of floating around, and when he passed, everybody started watching it, and it's haunting to watch, because what he was saying and how he was feeling and the way he was, no one took any notice, but I was it was resonating with me. I was like, I know how that feels. I'm obviously not the kind of tour schedule he had was ridiculous, horrendously busy, and the pressure and the fame that he had, so I can only imagine what he was going through on that. But everyone's got their own demons, I suppose.
So how do you, a lot of people say meditate, do gym, listen to music. Do you have like something outside of music that allows you to kind of be grounded, or, you know what I mean, have like a bit of an exit out of...
No, I don't, and that's the bad thing. That's the problem, and I need it, because before... music was my escape. Yeah. It was my... I would go home and just do a little hobby. It was like a hobby. It was just make some music and you relax and chill out and just get away from your normal life, day life. You just go and get submersed in creation, really, and that was your escape. But when your creation becomes your job and it becomes the pressures of the industry, everything else kind of disappears. It becomes your life and you've got no more escape. And that's the mistake I made. I didn't realise that. I kind of encapsulated my entire life almost. So
is it kind of a sense that when it was a hobby, you weren't reliant on it to live, but now you are reliant on it, so there's more pressures, and
when it's your livelihood, you don't see it as a hobby anymore, you see it as work. But I love it still. I'm not complaining about it. I would never change for the world what I'm doing, but there is a side of it which is not all unicorns and it's and I'm not touring anywhere near as heavily as some of the guys are, and I take my hats off to these guys. Sometimes if you've got a family at home, you kind of feel grounded, and it's a way of kind of keeping your feet in reality almost.
So what would you say the biggest challenges that you've come across in your schedule? You know, is it the travel? Is it being away from home? Family?
Biggest challenges, for me it's how to say it, not balance, because there's nothing to balance out. It's more like your rhythms are not correct. You just don't feel, but when you wake up in the morning, you just feel like just not really bothered, sort of thing. You just can't bother today, or you kind of feel a bit agitated for some reason, you don't know why. If you, like, for example, I'm agitated now, but you can have a really, really busy few months and you don't feel the excitement anymore, sort of thing. But as soon as you get on stage, as soon as you get there, that disappears, sort of thing. It's in between. It's the ups and downs.
Big high. Just come off stage,
and it's amazing, and I absolutely love it. But then it's it's hard. It's really difficult to explain what it is. It's just a sensation of something's just not correct. And like, you finish your work day. Say you're at work and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're just like you're happy to have a job, but you're just like, I just want to go home, sort of thing. And when you get home, you can just cut off, and that's it. You cut off for the day, and then the next morning you go back to work again. We don't get that cut off point. So it's like you've been in the office for 3 weeks.
Wait 8 hours to get home. You wait 3 weeks to get home.
I mean, so 3 weeks constantly. Obviously, there's sometimes you go like a month or so. But then when you get home, it's not just that's it. You can cut off, because when you get home, the other side of the job starts, which is the studio side. And if your mind's not kind of set, relaxed, or clear, your creativity almost doesn't exist, and you hit brick walls. And the pressure then starts to build because you haven't created, and then you go away and tour it again, and there's kind of cycle.
So do you find yourself, I guess, putting pressure on yourself to say, hey, this is your time to be creative. Why aren't you creative? Okay.
And then your sleeping patterns. I mean, I struggle with sleep anyway. I'm a very light sleeper. And I can't sleep on planes. It's just impossible for me to sleep on a plane.
I don't know how people do that.
So then you've got these horrendously long haul flights. In economy, we don't fly business class. Some people do, but I don't. your eating habits, you get weight gain, weight loss, your stress levels go up and go down, and you feel kind of isolated. But so this all makes sense to me when you see people talking about the mental health side of it, and it's hard for other people to understand or comprehend. So touching on that subject, that's kind of my opinion on it. If it made any sense at all, probably not. I'm rambling. But
well, it's hard to explain something people haven't gone through, and people that have gone through obviously know exactly what you're talking about. So and I think it's only a good thing that it's getting out there more and more. Anxiety is no longer a...
Anxiety is a big thing. I never had anxiety before. Never. I was always a kind of free-going, kind of chilled out kind of guy, easygoing. But I noticed in the last year and a half or so, I started getting anxiety attacks and stuff. I never had them before, and my God, those are terrible. They're terrifying. I think you're going to die. It's weird. But you kind of just have the ability to overcome it. You think it's fine, it's in your head, everything's fine, everything's good, and chill out. But there are some good points, of course. The good points are you get to see this amazing city, you meet amazing people, and you get that reward that even if it's 90%, if it's not, but even if it was 90% of like kind of not feeling too well or just tired and exhausted, that 10% of when you get to go on stage and play the music you've created and you see the reaction, you see what it's doing for some people to enjoy themselves, that makes it all worth it.
Worthwhile.
That makes it worthwhile. You start getting tagged and stuff, and you start reading comments on YouTube and things. Because you kind of you're interested to see how what the feedback is, and when you start seeing the negative stuff, you're like, "Ooh, ouch!" But it's fine. It's part of what it is. Not everybody can like it.
So the haters around.
Then the pressure comes on to do better than before, and then you say over like 2 years after one of your bigger tracks, it's like, oh yeah, you dropped the ball. Not as good as it used to be, and it's like how it's kind of deflating a little bit.
But a lot of people, their sound evolves, and whoever followed you at the start, obviously not going to like something you've done later on. I think it's happened to a lot of people.
It's ironic because sound does evolve, and I think what I'm known for or kind of more associated with is my like kicks and basses and that kind of colour and the driving sound. I struggled so much in the beginning with kicks, subs and mid basses. I struggled so badly with those three elements, which now ironically is the things that I've become known for.
Well, obviously if you struggled, you probably put more time into it.
I absolutely really did put some time into to the point where I was creating techniques just to kind of cover my own flaws, and these techniques now are the way of doing things, and people are like, how do you do this, how do you do this, how do you do this? And I'm like, well, I don't really want to tell you, but
you've been quite helpful to people in the industry. Do you see yourself doing that, more often?
Actually, who I am, I like to help people. I don't like not helping, because I know how difficult it was when I was just kind of starting to decide to take that step into the professional world, which means you get paid your livelihood, basically. And you look around for help and there isn't any. Nobody's really kind of like, there's no services set up for upcoming producers or whatever. So I tend to see people struggling who I think have massive potential and have the right reasons to do it, and just give them a bit of advice or tutoring or mentoring or whatever. I've been doing that for many years, and it's really nice and rewarding to see people succeed because of it. Some people assume that you do one track, a couple of days work, a week's work on a track, and get it signed, and then after the back of this you're going to tour the world. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't work that way. You might get lucky with one track, but you don't continuously push yourself and evolve as a producer, or increase or get better and better, or explore the sounds, different avenues of production, and improving your sound design or your whatever. If you don't commit and sacrifice your weekends, your time off, your social life or whatever to that craft, then somebody else will, and they'll overtake you. So it depends what you want. If you wanted to experience it and enjoy it for a few years or whatever, then that's fine. But if you want longevity and a career out of it, you need to think like a career.
So do you have the business hat?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty logical guy. I'm actually boring as fuck.
How active are you on social media? Do you find that to be a massive...
I try to be. I try to be, but I'm not. I don't know.
Do you need to improve in that sense?
I think so,
Do you find it a bit of a...
I found one thing, you're not allowed to have an opinion. If you have an opinion, then that ain't going to fly very well.
Yeah, you had some bad experience? Or
well,
someone pull you up about
Somebody pulls the hump about something, about everything.
It is getting a bit ridiculous now, the political correctness.
Well, there's political correctness in like a normal societal culture, and then there's political correctness inside the industry. And you have the elitists, and then you have people who can't listen to anything slower than 140 because if it is, then it's not trance. And you can't say if you like a track or dislike a track because it just, I mean, I get the passion of the fans. And trust me, trance fans around the world are amazing. They really are some of the most passionate fans of any genre of music, and it's part of their lives. They have their escape from life with this kind of stuff, and they rely on their DJs and their artists to kind of provide what they're expecting. And when they don't get what they're expecting, sometimes it's a bit disappointing for them.
Well, there's always someone out there that's going to make what they like, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to a couple of just regulars that go out clubbing, and we're talking about the scene of trance and how many people I've met because of it. You know, at trance gatherings, you'll be just standing next to each other and it's like, hey, we're friends now.
And that's a beautiful thing. This trance family thing, actually, it's genuine. It really exists. I play all over the world, and no matter where I go, there's somebody that I've seen at another part of the other side of the world, and they know this guy and this knows this guy. Everybody, it is a big community of friends, and it's amazing.
With social media, do you reckon it's it has, especially with big artists, it's cut through that. You didn't know what they were doing, where they were. So now everything's online.
It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's a blessing because it brings together. If it wasn't for the social media, I don't think the trance scene would be as vibrant as it is. Yeah, there's a guy literally butt naked on a balcony. I mean, he's kind of buff, but yeah. That was cool.
I don't know how he's not cold.
He didn't look cold. And I don't get to go to the cinema very often because I live in Germany and they obviously it's all in German. My German's okay, but
don't they have subtitles?
Yeah, that ruins a movie. You try watching a movie with subtitles? Yeah. So I decided to go to the cinema here.
Avoid reading, huh?
I enjoyed it. But anyway, the point of the story is I was standing outside waiting to go in, and there was this couple there, and they were just chatting and everything, and so I said, what do you do? And she's like, oh, we own a business franchise here in Melbourne. And I was like, oh, really interesting, what is it? She's like, you might have seen it, it's called Lord of the Fries. I was like, oh shit, really? And Lord of the Fries, you see it everywhere. It's the best name for like a fast food place ever. And these people owned it, and they said they were had like a 100 store deal set up in India and everything. I'm thinking, well, you guys have really hit it big. You're doing really well. And she's like, yeah, next time you come in. So I told her what I was doing. She's like, oh, great. We'll maybe do some cross promotion and stuff. And come at Lord of the Fries, and we'll Instagram each other, and you can help yourself to free food. And then she gives us a card. So basically, I'm set for life at Lord of the Fries. Bang.
Free plug there for Lord of the Fries.
Lord of the Fries.
Does that mean I get free fries now?
I suppose if I go in there and I give her that card thing she gave me, I'm sure it's warranted. Why Facebook does this? Maybe because I don't know, they're listening to you, so they put adverts based on whatever. Yeah. And it showed me an advert for car mats, right? And the footwells.
Yeah.
And these car mats, they had gold thread in them. They were diamond encrusted and all this stuff. And they're like $5,000 each. I was like, why would you spend $5,000 to put your feet and wipe your feet on diamond encrusted? What's funny is you can't have posh enough. You got money to waste. It doesn't make sense to me.
But the thing is, if you're a billionaire, right, you're not going to get $20 car mats, are you?
No, but like you can get nice ones. I get it, right? But why do you have to put diamonds in it?
To show off that you're rich. Why else would you want to be rich? You
can be rich and not tell everybody about it. It's fine.
Well, you can.
You can, yeah. Be rich.
There was a photo of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett together, and I think it was Zuckerberg as well.
Yeah.
And it basically said 3 of the richest guys in the world, not a Gucci top in sight.
Yeah, I'm Buffett, right? He's got a very modest 2-bedroom apartment in Malibu, whatever. And it's not even that big. It's just a nice, normal house. He still lives there. And he drives a normal car. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of cool. He's got money, but it's not what he wants.
He needed a car, and apparently he sent his daughter to go buy a hail-damaged car for him.
Yeah, he's not extravagant. But I think Zuckerberg's just playing that whole kind of cool hipster new vibe, new technology
he's
thing.
Listening to us now.
He probably is. He is. Yeah, you can't.
This is going to be next level CIA stuff, but why do you reckon you're getting karma ads? I've never seen a karma ad in my life. Do you reckon?
Well, I actually recently bought a new car.
Okay.
And I think I was on Amazon. I was searching for like little tweaks and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And that's probably what came from then, I think.
Yeah. Because it's definitely listening. I'm bloody convinced.
Yeah, you can always tell what people are up to when you get them when they search for their Facebooks. The advertising comes up. You think, yeah, you clearly search for something. You don't need to see your search history. You just look at the ads you get.
Yeah. Alright. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate your time.
It's been a pleasure.
Taking time out and chatting.
Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Cheers.
Cool. Thank you very much.